Right. I hope Sani, okay, you're there, and we'll start now. So today I am going to start a new chapter, and before that, we will do some exercises available on our workbook. Right. So we have to do some work or activities in availably in our workbook itself. Right. So let's start doing it. Danuk, I can see your friends around as well.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, hello. You too, right? I just couldn't recognize you both. Okay. Okay, we'll start. Now, today, our discussion will be first, we'll discuss about, give me one moment. Right, so let's have a look at the workbook. So we'll proceed from the first activities that we have to do. So now I completed the first chapter and the second chapter. So now it's time for you to start doing these activities. I hope we did not complete them. So therefore, let's start this again from. I think some of. As I remember, I did the first one, but not the other stuff. So therefore, let's proceed with the first one and start to do it. So hopefully, you may not have got that book, the activity book or workbook by now, but still, you can just look at this and do it. So let's write in your. So it's better if you have a separate book for this, or if you don't have a separate book, at least try to take a piece of paper. Later, we can copy it to a separate book. So therefore, at the moment, in a piece of paper, if you don't have a new book, in a piece of paper, type or just write down activity 1.1, and then we can again put number one for this number one. So here activity 1.1 means this, and for number one, we can just type A, B, and C. And then we can write down these basic functions of a computer in front of these letters. So this is how we should be doing the activities, because we cannot write it in the book itself. I can write here, but still I'm just guiding you how to write down. මම දැන් මේ කියන්නේ කොහොමද මේක ලියලා කරන්න කියන එක. ඒතකොට මේ work book එක බලද්දී ඔයාලට මේ අච්චු පොතේ ලියන්න බැරි වුණත් මේක තියෙනවා. එතකොට මේකෙදි මේ විදිහට අපි උත්තර ටික දාගෙන යනවා. So in front of this you can start writing. Okay, now I need you to send the answers for A, B, C in the chat if you can, or else you can just tell. Chat එකේ එක්ක එවන්න ඕන නැත්නම් ඕගොල්ලෝ මට කියන්න ඕන. So I prefer to send it in the chat so I can just separately, or you can write. Danuka, you have written it, but it is not that clear, Danuka. Your if you could just send it through WhatsApp to the group, that will be much, because actually, even though you show it, it is not actually that much clear for. Let's have a look at it first. So I'll just try to, okay, so you turned off the camera. Anyway, was it how it was showing? All right, give me one moment. Let me have a quick closer look at it. Right. Input, process, output. Right, good, that is done. Okay, let's look at the next one. Did you do the next one as well? Right, I think, okay, you have written the answers B, A, C. Right, good. I think that is the answer. So, okay, so she has done the exercise. So we will start doing it here. Now, if you take, complete the following diagram, which show basic functions of a computer. The basic functions of computer is, now if you have it like this, so normally this is going to be inputting something to this. So A is actually, we call it as input. Input, then B is going to be process and output. So these are the basic functions of computer. Then for number 2, we can write, because since if you don't have the workbook, you can follow this method. If you have the workbook, you can write it in the pencil on the workbook itself. So you can now do this. Select the correct answer and write the relevant English alphabetical letter in the space queue. What is known as an input in a computer? So these three, out of these three, you have to put the relevant letter in front. Savini has done it. Danuka, you also can try. If you have not done it, you can do it now. Then I will discuss it. Right. Select the correct answer and write the relevant English alphabetical letter in the space given. What is known as input in a computer? What is known as input? So you can see there are three things. Any method which is used to send out data processed by the computer system. Any method which is used to send out data processed by the computer system. So that is going to be sending out is going to be done by an output, or known as output. So that is going to be A here. Any method which is used to send data out. Any method which is used to feed data into the computer is going to be input. So that is going to be B, right? Input data. And what is known as storage in a computer? A method which can be used to store data. So these are very easy tasks for you. It should be, right? So BAC, the answer. I think Sani has done it correctly. So Dhanuka, I hope you can write the answers if you have not done it at the moment. So these two workbooks, I have workbook and the other book I have sent it through the WhatsApp group, so you can get it from there. It says write 3 examples for input devices. What are the 3 examples? You can write more than that. So this is activity 1.2. Okay, now tell me, Dhanuka, Saini, you can tell it, right? Okay, it is not that clear, Saini, that's the problem. Uh, Mouse, keyboard, I just saw two. Right.
Web camera.
Okay, mouse, keyboard, web camera. You can write additionally more than that, like mouse. Number 2. Okay, we just write it down like this. 1.21 is going to be mouse, keyboard, web camera. And also we can just take scan. Scan is also, so we write down everything that we can, and microphone. And also there are stuff like fingerprint. Number 2. Write 3 examples output devices. So output devices. Again, you can tell it, right? Simon, you can just mention it from the because it will be much better to mention.
Computer monitor, printer, speaker.
Good. Monitor, printer, speaker. Tanuka, can you tell me one? Tanuka? Yeah.
Repeat that.
Yes, you can. Can you just tell me one output device?
Output device.
Yes. So here we have in 3. So you can tell another one.
Output device. Speaker.
So it's already written. So I'll just show you the. Can you see that? So these are all written.
Barcode reader.
Barcode reader is input device. So that's good if you just remember it. You can put it here. What else? Okay, I will just yes, Dhanuka.
Printer.
Printer we have.
Mouse.
So we can just write down another one, multimedia project. Multimedia project, another one. Right, Dhanuka. I think now it is clear, right? Okay. And next one. So identify the storage device in the picture. So these items that you can see in this picture are going to be okay. Let's see number 3. So we can just write A, B, C, E, E. Can you identify these devices now? Right, I'm getting very good. So good. So you have just presented in the chat. So one is internal hard disk. Then also you can send right as well as you can. B is an external hard disk. So normally we call it hard drive. That is the word that we should be using. Good. Uh, then we can say, so also just make sure that you write it correctly in the spelling. External hard drive. Drive is the red one that you should use. Inside the drive, you have a disk. That is another thing. So C is going to be USB. So Danuka has sent it. It is a not just a USB. You have to say USB flash drive. Flash drive. D is we can say compact disk, or we call it CD. But a compact disk is not here. E is going to be E is actually right. What is C? Last one. It is actually the random access memory. Yeah, primary memory. That is also okay. Random access memory, or we call it primary memory. Good that you have done it. You can do it. Then number 4. Name the device shown below. Again, we can take A, B, C, D, E. Start naming them. A is going to be, yes, printer. B is going to be monitor or display. We can say C is the system unit. Good. C is the system unit. So you have Dano can sign both as in the correct answer. So you can see system. System unit. D is the
Router.
D. Are you sure? D is a microphone, right? It is not a router because you may have thought that you have something like an aerial. It is router. It's not router. It's a microphone. Yeah. G is the speaker. The E is going to be mouse. Then F is going to be F, the keyboard, and also G is going to be speaker. Now complete this one. Right? Have you finished? Right. Next one. Categorize the device and write the following grid. Categorize the devices correctly and write them in the following grid. So we can write a list of devices here. So let's create a table like this. So I will just copy this into Word document. So I will add a table here. So I'll insert table. You don't want to do this like this. So this table is going to be having 3 items or 3 stuff like input, processing. Sorry, it should be having input, output, and other. So another exercise that we can proceed. Other. Actually, other is going to be processing here, but it is not mentioned specifically. So what we can write is input devices. We can write keyboard, mouse, and the input devices you have previously mentioned. Then scanner, microphone, fingerprint scan, and barcode reader, output devices, monitor, printer. So this is easy for you to learn soon after you do these exercises because you can remember certain stuff very easily. And also multimedia project. Then random access, random access memory, which you saw just now, and microprocessor, or we can say the central processing unit. The same thing, right? The central processing unit, central processing unit. Then we can put there are so many other stuff like we can, because you are really not aware of certain things here, and also we can put the motherboard as well, mother component, but it is not belonging to any. So this motherboard is the one that interconnects all these other stuff. So we can feel it like this. So if you have done it, If you are writing this, let me know. If you are not writing, so we can just look at the recording and write it later, but I don't recommend that. So you can just write it right now.
I'm done, sir.
Right, signing?
Done, sir.
Okay, good. Right. Let's start the next one. Prepare a list of devices which can be seen in school computer laboratory in addition to the above devices. So what are the other devices that you can see? So you have to fill this by going to the computer lab. So still you have not gone to this computer lab. So therefore I will not do this now. Right. So items, so you have to go to the lab and do this. So since in this after the after your grade 6 starts, once you go to the lab, remember to do this activity 6 and 7. Okay. Right now, number 8, you can do this now. 6 and 7 to be done later.
Sir,
Yes,
sir, is a projector a computer item?
a projector,
Yes.
computer item means so embedded item.
Like it's used from the computer, so I can write it for the
It is
sixth one.
it is an output device. So it is an output device mainly, and also there's an embedded computer inside it as well. So you can write it even for here. But now it is being asked what is if you whether you are using for your day-to-day activities. So write down the embedded devices that you can use in your day-to-day activities. You can send it to the chat also.
Okay, sir, I just wrote the sixth one.
Sixth one. Okay. So you have to write it once you go to the lab, right? So that is why I'm just not asking you the question. So after you go to the lab, after you go to the lab on your first day, you have to write this one. So at the moment, let's not discuss this, right? So
I have gone to the lab.
you have gone. Right. So now can you tell me what are things that you can see there?
There's a mouse, keyboard.
Right, but it is being asked list of devices which can be seen in school computer in addition to the above devices that you have written. So in addition, so these things should not be there. So you should be only writing the things that you can see additionally in the lab. So it should not include any of these.
Projector.
Yes, projector you can write. So that you can write projector. What else?
And then there's mouse, keyboard, monitor system. That's all I remember.
You remember? Okay. So again, once you go to just observe clearly what you have additionally. there, right? So then you should be able to fill this one as well. That is why it is saying in addition. So you can't sometimes list all these 5 items. Maybe you can list 2 or maximum 3. At least just try to find it out. Sometimes you might not be able to fill all these columns as well, but still try to get most out of the stuff.
When
Okay.
I go to grade 7, I can remember the stuff there
Yes,
is, I guess.
yeah, which is done. You just have to do it once you go to that again. Remember things. Just note it down in a piece of paper and come. Okay.
So, do you have to do the 7th one or the 8th one?
So you should be doing the 8th one now. Seventh
Okay,
one
sir.
is something related to the 6th. So you should
Okay,
do these two together. So we
okay,
should
sir.
go for the 8th one. Today we'll try to finish this activity, the first chapter's activities and proceed to the new lesson. Right now, shall we start this? Right, five. Okay, can you tell me the embedded devices now? So we are starting with number. So we'll proceed with this. Number 8. Number 8. What are the embedded devices? So do you remember what is meant by the embedded devices? I have told you this before. So what are embedded devices anyway? Embedded devices are devices which are having a computer inside it to facilitate its main feature. So we have to write it down first. An embedded computer, let's say it not itself embedded device, computer. A computer is inside a either a certain device to facilitate the device's main functionality. So, for example, you can take many stuff like you can list down. You can list down one is washing machine. And remember, I have given you many examples. You can turn to the previous pages and also do it. කලින් pages ටික බලලත් කරන්න පුළුවන්. What are the devices? Washing machine, air conditioner. So look at the previous videos. So you can, I don't want to do a revision because you can go and watch a previous video so you can find out what are embedded devices, washing machine, air conditioner. Then we can take another one like microwave oven, certain, not all the refrigerators, certain refrigerators. Right. So like this, so there are several devices that you can take into these categories of embedded devices. Uh, I'm just thinking of other stuff that might have the embedded features. Right, that is those what is coming to my mind at the moment. In Sri Lanka, these are the main devices that we have. In other countries, there are more, but in Sri Lanka, we might limit this to our listing. Even in vehicles, also we have. Then, so we can see mention the advantages of using embedded devices. So you have write the advantages of using embedded devices now. So what are the advantages? 9. So if you have an embedded device in the washing machine, so we can say fully automatic washing machine. You just see it like that. So for example, if you take this, we can write first this particular example and write down this automatically washes the clothes without the intervention of a human. So you should understand that certain. So I'm just writing these words. So you have to, if you don't know certain words, you have to go and observe it in a dictionary, right? I'm not going to give you certain. I'm going to just instruct you on these words. So I'm just teaching information technology in English medium. So therefore, I will not be just mentioning things in Sinhala. So it is up to you to learn English as well with my lessons. So it will cover up both. Okay, I will just certain things. My intervention can මොකක්ද කියලා මැදිහත් වීම කියලා. Automatically washes the clothes without the intervention of a human. මේක use කරද්දී මිනිස්සෙක් කියන්නේ with less with less less intervention of a human. අඩු සම්බන්ධ වීමක් තමයි human කෙනෙක් කරන්න තියෙන එක. Air condition. Air conditioner is this controls the temperature of a room so like this you can write. So find 2 more, right? So I will keep it for you. Okay, so let's proceed to the next. Now next one we can come to describe what is a computer software. Can you write description of computer software in the chat and send it to me? අද මේ කියන්නේ එක දිගට කරද්දී අමාරු වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So how do you describe computer software? How do you describe computer software? So it is, you can describe it like this. That is number 10. Sorry, it is active number 1.3. So I'll just copy this. Number 1. So how can I write it? Computer software is, so I'll write a general definition for it. Is a set of instructions which instruction written for a computer to perform some task. This is a one definition. But since you are in grade 6, we should always investigate what we have in your textbook. Textbook එකේ තියෙන එක බලන්න ඕනේ. So textbook එකේ software කියලා තියෙන මොකක්ද කියලා බලලා ඒකත් අපි ලියන්න. So we have to write it down as well. So we can see here these are embedded devices under the stuff you can see. මෙන්න මේවා බලන්න. So it seems that some of both of you may not be able to remember this sometimes, but still you can see. You can see. Here, this is the definition that you can write. So my definition become Hari. You have give the prior to this definition. Software set of programs. So I will bold it. Okay. So it's a set of programs. So I wrote this one. Both are Okay. So this is the definition that you will get when you go to grade 9, 10. So this is the definition that you get for grade 6. So I will just put it in red color. So you have to follow this definition when you're writing what a software is. Make the idea no definition. Exam make a software is a set of programs designed to execute mean designed to run, designed to do something or do certain task by using the computer. Which of the following is software? Number 2. What is the answer for this? So lengthy. So we'll not be able to finish it today, but still we'll try to do it much as possible. What is the answer for this? Make answer මොකක්ද? Right. What is the are you there? Both of you? මේ මොකද්ද මේකේ උත්තරේ? What is the which of the following is software? What is the answer? කවුරුත් නෑ වගේ. Seems that you are not there, right? Sayuni? Danuka? Okay, so do this and come next day, activity 1.3. So today we'll stop now. So since you are not responding, so you might have sometimes fallen asleep or you may not be in front of the computer. So anyway, I expect you to do this and come next day, right? Complete this and come, so we'll finish it off. But before starting this, I will start the next lesson next day and proceed. So next lesson that we have to start is operating systems, right? So thank you for your participation. We'll stop now.